Greetings everybody from Liverpool Street in London, and I would hate to be working at the ticket office over here. It seems like a very stressful situation. The real reason I'm here is to meet up with my good friend Watchy Watchorn, Watchy Watchorn, who of course is from Dublin, but like myself, plays a bit of music, but unlike myself, lives over here in London. So I'm over here for a few days, and hopefully I'm going to vlog, record some of our festivities and some of the things we get up to. So it's going to be fun. Just got a Costa coffee, still waiting on Brian. His punctuality skills are as awful as ever. Sure. Sláinte. I'm in London. Cheers, mate. Well, hello everybody. Greetings from London. I have found a Watchorn. Hello, Watchorn.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon.
Salutations. So I offered to get Brian a coffee, but he didn't want one because he got one, and I have one. So where are we going to today now, Brian?
We are going to Horizon 22, which is 22 Bishopsgate. It's like the highest point in London. It's the tallest building, not the Shard, obviously, but it is where my missus works. It's her building, and it's free if you get there on the day, because if you try and book tickets online, they could be booked out till the end of next year. Whereas if you show up on the day, take a scan of the QR code, you can tend to get, and it only opened like half an hour ago, so yeah, we got 2 tickets, which is good, and it's free.
That's what friends are for.
That's it.
And the thing about it as well is I'm like a real Irish man in London now, looking at all the tall buildings, going, "Jeez, look at the size of it. Watch this now. Look, watch." Oh, it's louder. We built this city on rock.
And it just gets even bigger.
Oh my lord. I think we should go. Let's do it. See you later. One of the cool things about London is it could be in a financial district, and you got this beautiful building behind me. Not gonna lie, I've got no idea what it is. I kind of went into London pretty blindfolded. Sometimes that's good in a city, sometimes it's bad, but I mean, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. And then you have right behind it all this. I think, my dear people of Dublin, we'd be kind of happy with that if our city council took a leaf out of London City's book. That's cool. London keeping their history alive.
It's me.
Yeah.
I'll be walking around, I'll just be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So here we go, looking out towards London, and all I can say is, hello, hello. I'm at a place called Vertigo. I'm absolutely awful with heights, but I have young Brian here beside me. It's all good. So it is safe. Yeah. It's it's solid as a rock. So right, let's you're going to be the tour guide now.
Yeah, sorry, Horizon 22. So we're on the 58th floor. Got the Shard across the way, obviously London's tallest building as it stands.
Yep.
You've got Millennium Bridge there. If you saw Harry Potter 6, you'd recognise that as the bridge that starts tearing apart. Bit better than Dublin's Millennium Bridge. Crossing that, you've got the Tate Modern, which is good fun. I went into it one day, but it is very modern art. There are literal bits of rubbish and plastic, and they're like, "Look at this art," and I'm like, "I'm sure it's lovely. I don't get it. I don't get the concept." Obviously, London Bridge Station, that's your main station if you're trying to go anywhere kind of north to west outside of the city.
Yep.
And then that building across the way there with the 3 giant fans on it, that's an Elephant and Castle. And the 3 fans are actually never used because the noise of them alone is too noisy for the people that live there. So they've just had 3 big giant industrial fans sitting on top of the building unused. You know, because London.
And I thought in Ireland we were awful at that, like a red and white painted chimney stacks, the pool bag towers that just sit there and do nothing. But anyway, I'm going to go and have a little bit of a glance now. See you in a bit. So a brief reminder, Brian, where were we? We were the tippity top.
All the way up there.
So where are we off to on our adventures now, Brian?
We are just passing the Gherkin. From Liverpool, that's how you say it.
The Gherkin.
Just passing the Gherkin, and we are going to go to Soho because he's never been to Soho.
Nice, yeah.
That's why we moved to everything, because the alarm.
The terrifying underground in London. That's a noisy old underground, I have to say.
The Northern Line's even worse.
That's reassuring.
And nobody warned me about it. You'd be in mid-conversation with someone and then you can't hear a thing. Very disorientating. Here actually was just like...
It's quite dystopian.
Merry Christmas, Pope Cratchit.
Wow. Kind of geeking out a little bit here, I won't lie. Currently on Denmark Street, where the beloved Pete Townsend from The Who has talked a lot about this street, all the different musical instruments. And over here, we're going to be heading over to Regent Sound Studio, where Black Sabbath cut Paranoid. You might have heard that song once or twice.
Just a little
Mow,
song.
mow, mow. I talked about men made out of iron and pigs in war.
What times? There's also a plaque on the door to commemorate the Kinks recording there. Rolling Stones recorded there.
No way.
I saw a picture of a car pulling up here, like a really old, like Ford Cadet, and it was Ozzy and Tony Iommi getting over to go to Regent Sounds to record that album. Marveloso, splendito.
Unreal. Basically in bass guitar heaven. Ah, for God's sake.
To carry in your carry on, like. Fretless jackass that he like.
Favorite thing in this room now, I have to say, is the way that they have to like write the word bass on the wall, just so like a bass player, because they can't really spell, they can't really speak, so you need pub.
That's all bass player can do.
Yeah, bass. Hang on, what's more of a nightmare? One bass room or two?
Several.
Absolute nonsense. Look at all this, lads. Yeah, it's just like the Harry Potter district, Brian, I suppose, and unfortunately it's something I never really got into. I'm sure if I was of that generation...
You were 12 in 2001, you were prime on.
Yeah, if I was 12 in 2001, exactly. But alas, I was 20.
20.
Yeah. But the kids like it.
We were like, oh my goodness, Harry Potter, and you were like, hey, points.
You live my life. Yeah, I've been in Chinatown. I was in London. Last time I was here was 8 years ago. I'm loving the fact as a Liverpool fan that this is called Gerrard Street. I'm sad that way. Look at this.
Chinatown Bakery. Lovely. They had these little like pasties that are shaped like fish with custard in them. Whoa! They are. Chinatown in the rain at night also feels like Blade Runner.
See, I wouldn't have thought of, going to Chinatown. The custard would really be a major ingredient, but there you go.
There you go.
You live and learn in Chinatown. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
So, if you could explain to the viewers, Brian, just what you told me, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger all-nighters in this cinema.
This is the best. Come out and get a good look.
Let's get a look.
So, I am a member, and it's the Prince Charles Cinema, and there is a picture of this theatre in 1980 with a big poster for Evil Dead 1 on it. It was the first place to show Evil Dead when nowhere else would, because it was a video nasty then. And that's what the cinema's kind of known for, is like cult cinema classics. I saw Tommy Wiseau here present The Room. Kevin Smith comes here all the time to put stuff on. It's just, I adore it. I absolutely do. I've seen original pressings of Godzilla and the Seven Samurai.
I'm just like, for me personally, you had me at Arnold Schwarzenegger all-nighters.
Yeah.
Like, you can go in here and watch an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, 11 p.m. and leave at 6 a.m.
Yes. There's mystery nights, there's horror-thons, it is. I love it. It's the best.
I think I might have to take a visit to this. I don't know if we'll get it this time, but definitely another time.
Oh yeah, no, I'll
Amazing. Like, you start off at 11 p.m. with Get Down, and at 6 a.m. it's whatever, let off some steam.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Yeah, like that's what's showing today. Point Break, Memento, like all classics. Like,
jeez, love it. And of course, the two of us being two loser musicians, a little bit of rock history here. So tell them about it, Brian.
This is the Leicester Square Theatre, which is more known as a comedy theatre now. David McSavage played here a while ago.
Irish comedian, very good.
But I done a bit of digging, and I believe it's possibly, I know the Sex Pistols played here, but I think it was their last place they played in London before they split up, before they went on that disastrous US tour.
Yeah, which was kind of like where he said, "Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? Good night."
Good night.
Ever get the feeling you've been cheated? Good night.
That was it.
And it was good night, but first it was Leicester Square Theatre, and down in the gods down there is where Johnny and the boys had one of their final stands.
All over the ground.
There you go, right here near Leicester Square. So I said before, being here 8 years ago, but I didn't get Leicester Square into me, did not get Piccadilly Circus into me, so time to change all that. Yeah, Leicester Square is where all the movie premieres happen, and there's lots of people selling cool art. Very, very nice, my man. And then up towards Piccadilly Circus, it's kind of, you've heard of it, and then you're thinking, what does it look like? And now we'll see what it looks like. Here we go.
Let's gig anywhere but there.
I'm jaywalking in Piccadilly Circus. I am a bad, bad man.
Disgrace.
I'm gonna get arrested. So guys, we are in the Toucan, and this is said to be the best pint of Guinness in London. Now that's his opinion. If you
Mine and many others.
His and many others. If you know any other spots, let us know in the comments, as all the cool kids say. But we have Guinness to be drinking. My first London Guinness. Here we go. Sludge. That's a shout, you know. That's not bad.
Not bad.
That is not bad. I have had worse at home. I don't believe in all that splitting the G nonsense. The splitting the G stuff only started since COVID, when 19-year-olds were lecturing you on how to drink Guinness. As like, kid, I've been drinking Guinness since before you were even heard of, before your parents even went on their first date.
Yep.
So, no splitting the G here. You can sip it, you can knock it back in one go if you want. There's no rules. Enjoy it. Thank you very much, Toucan. Enjoy. This is a good spot for Brian, actually. Richard Harris is looking at us. Hiding in the corner there. Richard Harris is a Limerick man, making sure we're behaving.
There's your history.
What?
Like, unironically, someone told me it was in Paris over the UK. Yeah. I'm not really sure what that means.
Paris? Yeah, okay. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, it's nice. I've always been told Bath.
Bath is...
Anything to declare? Yeah, don't go to England.
Anything to declare? Yeah, don't go to England.
So that was the Toucan, and that was jolly good fun.
Absolutely fantastic as always. One of my favourite spots. Anytime someone visits, I always take them there, especially for a good Guinness.
He's a real about-towner. We had 3 lovely pints of Guinness, which...
Delicious.
For some nationalities, that's kind of... Yeah, I think I better go home. I think I had too much. But, nah.
Oh, I need to lie down.
Yeah. That was like our flirtation beers. So we're going through, was it Soho,
This is Soho Square?
Yeah, very nice. 1, 2, 3, yeah.
I do adore this little building, which I think is just, like I said earlier, it's probably just something where they keep groundskeeper stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely such a beautiful little building. Like,
Yeah, it is very cool. It, like, for me, it looks like something like a replica of the Globe Theatre.
that's what I was just about to say. Very reminiscent of the Globe.
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
I always wanted to see what inside looked like. It
Yeah.
looks exactly like I thought it would.
Happy member of the world, huh?
So as you can see, we were on Soho Square, and there was portaloos everywhere because, you know, they understand people need to urinate after nights out. Whereas back in Dublin, guards are like, "Oh, you're pushing down that alleyway." It's like, well, it's going to take me an hour to get home to start with, and then I've been drinking all evening, so I have to urinate down this alleyway.
Yeah.
You know, give me some choices. Just put some portaloos in them. Up the road in slightly beside the Spice of Life, they have pop-up urinals. Pop-up urinals, so people don't have to urinate on the streets.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Well,
shit done.
yeah, do it. Just a bit of casual Beatles going through the subway there.
Fantastic.
Very good.
Morgan.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday from Canary Wharf in London. I'm reunited with the majestic Brian Watchorn. Brian, what is ahead of today's morning schedule?
Today's morning schedule is we are going to take a look in the Docklands Museum, which is a bit of crack, I'm told. It's free as well. That's always, you know, what's the best thing about it? Right.
You know what I like best? The price.
Prize.
And then after that, we're going to take the Uber boat, which goes from Canary Wharf, and that's going to take us all along the Thames, underneath pretty much every main bridge, get a good bit in, and then see where we want to go from there.
Weather's good, actually. It's a lot better than it was the last couple of days. So, whole day's exploring. Catch you later. Yeah, used to be all the old dock buildings incorporated into apartments.
And do you know why it's called Canary Wharf?
Why is it called Canary Wharf?
Because they used to take all the shipments in from Canary Islands.
No way.
So every boat that came in came from the Canary Islands.
Nice.
There you go.
What's making this vlog a lot easier is I don't really have to do a lot of explaining because I have the host of the most here beside me. Well, that was the London Museum and the Docklands done. What do you think, Brian?
It's way more informative than I thought it was going to be. I've only watched a handful of videos and things on it, but it was for a free museum. You get a lot. We didn't even look at everything, but the whole floor we skipped.
Yeah, it was just like you could spend a whole day there, but unfortunately or fortunately, we have to shake and bake and continue on the day.
Absolutely.
And the thing that really struck me was how honest and open they were in the slavery trade section of the museum. I noticed that when I was in Bristol last year in a maritime museum there, and they didn't shy away from it either. So, you know, you have to kind of wonder, maybe 20 years ago it might have been different at these museums, but now it's
cool that they address it. They're
Yes.
just like, look, it was a rotten part of humanity,
Yep.
but we did it, I'm afraid.
yeah, and just a way to point it out. But anyway, we'll keep our day going. An Uber boat, what a time to be alive, right?
It's fantastic. And they're fast. You'll see when you get on.
The Globe Theatre, home of where William Shakespeare performed a lot of his most famous works. Well, didn't perform, he wrote them, but someone else performed them, you know what I mean.
Where you put them on?
Yeah. Where he put on his productions. Isn't that right, Brian?
The promoter of his day.
That's right. He was the ticket master of his day.
Yes, he didn't crash when you tried to buy things though.
That's right.
Once again, the next stop will be Bankside, exit up front of the way.
The London Eye. What do you recommend? Going to it or not? What would you say to the people?
I find it to be one of the biggest tourist traps to the city. It's about $38.99 for a general one. It takes ages to get on it because there's massive queues. And you can just go to any of the numerous Sky Gardens around the city, which are free. Go to Horizon 22 on the day of, scan the QR code, you'll probably get a ticket easy enough.
Yep.
You can go to the walkie-talkie, use their Sky Garden up there, that has a restaurant in it. Again, all these things are free, and you're going to get an even better view because it's going to be even higher than that. Also, it moves at a snail's pace, as you can see right now. If you're afraid of heights, I wouldn't advise because it moves so slowly.
Yeah. But more importantly, who needs a London Eye when you have a boat full of kegs of beer running below us? There you go, that's, I think you say, that's priorities there.
The closer we're getting to lunchtime, the more pints sounds delicious.
Yeah, we're actually starting to get a bit thirsty, alright.
Yeah,
let's
a bit
go.
thirsty and a bit hungry.
Back again. Yeah.
This bridge gets pretty crazy, so let's
Yeah,
get
this
off.
bridge is always nuts. Always. It's like half the world is on this bridge outside Big Ben.
Yep, you've probably got to say at least like 20 to 50 countries right now on this bridge.
And of course we have Big Bus bringing up the rear.
There we go.
Like, it's so busy around here, and it's a Monday. I can only imagine on a Saturday it's like a festival.
It is mayhem.
Yeah.
Absolute mayhem. I've only ever done here on a weekday, and it's been like this. I'm quite glad. I always seem to, whenever someone stays with me, they usually tend to stay the Monday, fly home Tuesday, so I always take the Monday off. And it's a nice day out.
A statue of Mahatma Gandhi, you say?
Yeah, right there.
Ah, yes. It's also interesting for me because Gandhi was a firm believer in independence for the British Empire, and he has a big statue here, which is
Our guy.
unusual. Yeah, Mr. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela actually addressed the people of Dublin the same week that the Irish football team arrived home from the World Cup in 1990.
I knew he had something to do with it.
How what happened was his visit was completely overcrowded and overshadowed by the return of the Irish football team. They were outside College Green, and about 500,000 people came, or 250,000 people came out, and then Nelson Mandela came along, and there was like a trickle of that because the Irish football team actually stole his thunder.
Our best World Cup.
Yeah. We actually got further than Brazil in that World Cup. They got knocked out in the last 16 by Argentina. But anyway, football connections. And
I knew there was a sports connection with him.
There's Mr. Mandela.
The man.
Oh, lad. If you're coming over to London, I think it's like an Instagram photo shoot around by Big Ben. We should be like, I think we're floating on top of 10 selfie sticks. And people as well, if you're visiting here, they don't really care if you're behind them. They'll just stop and...
Oh, they're big fans of it. Big fans of it. Because they're getting that photo and nothing's getting in the way of that photo.
Yeah. I know myself from working in tourism that this ideal photograph with everyone with their sunglasses looking all happy, it's generally a load of bullshit. The weather's usually miserable.
Taking their jacket off even though it's the middle of winter.
Yeah.
And the hand on the arm to really push it out.
Yeah. That pseudo happiness.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. No, you're not. You
freezing cold, put your jacket on, Sandra.
Yeah. So, Watchy, even though we're 5 or 10 minute walk away from where all the tourists of the world are, this is
the road.
Across the road. What you want to tell the people about it? This is like a place to chill out and
This
food.
is Leake Street Arches, so it's just a big tunnel. You'll see when we go in. It's like something out of Berlin. It's just like covered in absolute graffiti everywhere.
Spray paint everywhere. Jeez.
It looks. If you look up here, there's murals on the roof, there's murals on the sides. Yeah, it's a good spot to just kind of walk to, and luckily it brings you right out at Waterloo, and you've got a whole street of shops, cafes, bars, and then on top of that you have Waterloo Station, which will take you pretty much everywhere. So
yeah, I think it's a good reason to give people like a bit of an option away from just the very touristy areas. And you kind of think when you're in the middle of tourist land that there's not a lot of options maybe around here for food and all that good stuff, but there is. Don't know if you could pick that up. Queen Elizabeth II's face was changing from a normal face into a skeleton. I don't think you'd see that freely advertised around Big Ben. You just never know when the Irish show up. Remember, Saoirse dun Palestine, which means freedom for Palestine in the Irish language. Small country, but we're everywhere. It's really cool that you can see the artists actually at work rather than just murals. Look like they're predetermined overnight, but just seeing people actively at work.
they're constantly just being drawn over. So
I was going to say that was the next thing. Are they just?
This is my third time coming through the tunnel in the last year, and everything is completely different.
So they paint new murals and paint over the existing ones.
Exactly.
Well, I suppose there is no golden rule on it, and there's probably respect. And I'd say a lot of the artists who do the work in here are kind of happy with the amount of time that they spend with their work on the wall, and then they're happy to pass over the baton, which is nice. The freedom of art. It's a fucking monk. Love that. So this is Leake Street, and friendly local advice is recommended that once you come in through the underpass with all the cool graffiti art, there's anything and everything, any kind of cuisine you want. So don't feel compelled to eat a £17,000 hot dog served on the bridge beside House of Commons. There's loads of options. And also, oh look, there's a pretty familiar looking logo to all Irish people around the world. Guinness, who would have thought it?
English pub with the most English name ever. Camel and Artichoke.
Yeah, the name of the pub is a Camel and Artichoke, because that makes so much sense to somebody.
I'm going down the lemon calculator.
Going down like the camel and artichoke. Just off Curzon Street here in London, and we're looking for where Keith Moon passed away. I know it sounds grim, but while we're on our hunt, we found the headquarters of Radio Luxembourg, the iconic pirate radio station that had its headquarters here for many, many years. So it's kind of crazy because it's in the middle of embassy land.
Middle of a street.
They've got the Thai embassy behind us. There's a Saudi Arabian one down the road. But there you go. We said the pirate radio, you know, had a good budget, I think. So
Yeah, I wouldn't mind renting my offices there.
I get the funny feeling that Keith's apartment is in where all that construction is. We're trying to, I don't know, generate all avenues of interest, so I don't think we're having a lot of luck. So let's see what we can do. Might have to give up, but let's see.
Nah.
He's determined. Let's do it. How do you feel about it?
I'm so close that I'm like, no, I can't. There's definitely just one little alley or street we're just missing that's going to take us straight to it.
I know.
Because London's like that. You can run around in circles, and maps is no use to you. The city map is no use to you because it just keeps sending you almost in a circle for what you're looking for.
Which is exactly what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
So we found it.
We found it.
As slightly creepy or macabre as it might seem, we found the apartment where Keith Moon passed away in September 1978. And it's here just off Curzon Place. Yeah. Just a window just on your right there.
Number 7.
There you go. So yeah,
Pretty surreal.
it's in a very kind of like a well-to-do area, and it is kind of surreal. You kind of think of all the adventures all these people got up to, and they still pass away in apartments that lots of other people have been in, or shows the mortality aspect.
As you said, probably the closest we've ever been to Keith Moon.
To Keith Moon, there you go. Yeah, as a drummer, one of my biggest heroes. Certain parts of his life, I couldn't I couldn't applaud or deem too heroic, but certainly he was a character and an amazing drummer. And as a fan of that side of his life, interesting to come here and see where he spent his last times. Rest in peace, Mooney.
That's a point for Keith.
Absolutely. Ballet and opera in Covent Garden, one of many, many beautiful buildings in this part of the city. I don't know if I'd ever attend a show here, but looking at the outside, it's absolutely amazing.
Beautiful as the one in Vienna, like.
And of course, if you want to get home, there's about a gazillion Uber bikes. Just having a bit of a stroll through Covent Garden, which is pretty much what the opera area of the city.
Quite ballet area, real.
Yeah.
As much like Mayfair and the rest of them, quite a nice place.
Yeah. It's right. So the West End is more musicals. This is more like theatre and ballet. It's
yeah. Royal Opera House is there, so
yeah. But loads of cool little restaurants as well.
Yeah.
And even on a Monday, there's a good vibe going on. So I think we might head into Soho. And speaking about Keith Moon, we heard there's a pub in Soho where Keith Moon was banned from in 1968 for letting off a stink bomb into Soho, a little pub called The Ship. Well, another successful evening, leaving another pub.
absolutely, yes, very much. And we're still standing.
Yeah, just
That's
about.
always the one.
Just about. Yeah, that was The Ship here in Wardour Street. And Keith Moon was evacuated from here for his own goodwill in 1968. For letting off, was it Stinky Bomb?
Smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb. Smoke bomb or Stinky Bomb?
I thought it was stink bombs. It's actually smoke bombs.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a little bit more rock and roll history there for you. Like, we're men who play in rock bands. We're going to get a lot of kind of rock references. Also, yeah, Wardour Street is referencing A-Bomb on Wardour Street by The Jam. Dun 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 dun. And there's also cowbell in that song, which we wholeheartedly agree with.
That's the reason for it, I think. Safe as houses.
So that was my time in London, getting ready to get the train back. I bought a return ticket, which I highly advise you do, because when you arrive at Stansted initially, there is lots of queues for the ticket machines, or tends to be at least anyway. So make sure you try and get your ticket before you start travelling. Also, it helps a lot to try and get used to the metro system big time. So, I had a great weekend with my dear friend Brian, aka Watchy, and his dear lady Danica. They've been living over here for a year. They're originally from Ireland, and new opportunities came over here, so they took advantage of it, and they seem to be settled into life pretty good here. Brian's starting a new job here today as well, so delighted for him. Hopefully it's the beginning of a new chapter. So I'm gonna get my train from Mile End Station to Liverpool Street, and takes about 50 minutes, maybe a little bit less than that, to reach Stansted from Mile End. Murphy Construction, possibly Irish, wouldn't be surprised. A lot of Irish people moved here to London in the 1950s and 60s to work in the construction industry when times were very rough at home. Irish people still move to London, obviously, as you can see. My two friends are over here, but there's a huge Irish community here, and there has been for many, many years. I suppose as well it's the convenience of having a major city right next door to Ireland. London's one of the big cities of the world, alongside your Parises and New Yorks, so there'll always be a big connection here, and I'm surprised it's taken me this long to spend at least 3 days here. I was here 8 years ago, didn't really see as much as I did this time, but I'm actually thinking about maybe soon coming back over again for a few days and doing some more videos, maybe about the connections between Ireland and England, or like Ireland and London, like the London Irish, some of the Irish historical sites, because there is a lot where the Anglo-Irish Treaty was signed back in 1921. So I might start doing stuff like that. If you want me to do that, come back over to London and do a bit more of a London Irish experience. drop a message in the comments. So yeah, just arrived at Mile End, and only about another 2 stops until Liverpool Street. Then from Liverpool Street, get the Stansted Express straight to the airport. Easy peasy 10:55 service leaving from Liverpool Street to Stansted. Just make sure that you have your QR code ready. As I said, I booked in advance. Saves a lot of hassle, so the journey now should be about 50 minutes, and easy as this.